Well, hello everybody. Welcome to the first episode of my MyTeam career in F1. Let's just get straight to it. I'm going to be starting as a newcomer and we're going to be using the full season with all the tracks with the sprint races and stuff. So we're going to be nerfing us and making the AI basically OP, buffing up their stats to make it even more difficult on us and also realistic. I'm going to be using 95 AI. I normally use 100, but in this new game I couldn't really get used to it. We're going to be using MyTeam icons so we can sign legends in the future like Senna, Schumacher, I think there's David Coulthard, Jensen Button, and we saw in the trailer once that there was Nico Hülkenberg. But we couldn't really see him in the actual game. So that might come as a DLC in the future. Something to look towards. Okay, so let's create our driver. I think I'll pick this fellow. Looks quite handsome.
That's gay!
So as you know, I'm from Turkey. That's my name. Don't dox me here, but I trust you guys. So my name's actually, the commentator actually can say it. It's Khan. So that's just cool. So this will be our helmet and suit for this team.
Let's get this team up and running. The first thing we need to do is register a team name and bring in some
Okay, so let's
important
go
partners.
to the team details.
First, enter a team
Now,
name.
our team name will be Duracell Motorsports. If you don't know, they're a company that makes batteries.
Now, let's choose our primary
So I
sponsor.
think it's kind of cool. So I picked them.
Sponsors offer a larger signing bonus up front. Some offer more weekly income. The better we perform, the more our level will go up as the team gains more acclaim. Doing this will increase the income from us.
Okay, I think I'm gonna pick high risk, high reward. Seems like the smart thing to do.
So let's sign one of those now. Obviously, the greater the performance and durability, the better. But be careful about spending all our cash. We are going to have people and facilities to invest in as well. Power unit suppliers will also provide upgrades throughout
I'm really
the season.
torn between Mercedes and Red Bull. I mean, obviously Ferrari's out of the picture because we can't afford them, but Red Bull's pretty low in durability. I think I'm gonna pick Mercedes.
We're not much of a team
True.
without a second driver.
Okay, so for our teammate,
Here are the drivers interested in joining our team. Look at their stats and pick someone you think can get us good results, as long as we can afford them. We renew contracts periodically, so you'll have plenty of chances to sign someone else should the need arise.
so let's just go through the drivers here. I think the smart decision will be to pick Richard Varshoor. His rating is pretty high, pace is phenomenal, so I'm gonna pick him.
Looks like we can afford this power unit supplier and teammate. Go ahead and confirm if you're happy. Let's create the livery we'll be running this season. We can add more sponsors to the cars we sign them throughout the year. And don't worry, we can edit our look at any time from
Okay,
HQ.
so now for our livery. And this is gonna be the beauty we're gonna be driving in season 1 of MyTeam.
Last but not least, we need to consider our brand, our badge and team colors.
So I obviously picked orange, black, and white as they're the colors for the Duracell company. I swear I got no sponsors, no ties with Duracell, but
Great, that's everything we need. You can go back and edit anything we've done so far, and we'll come back here at the start of each season. But if you're ready to go, hit advance to head to Team HQ, and we can start our push to the top of Formula 1.
so without wasting any time, let's click advance. So I guess, yep, this is our Team HQ. Hey, that's
Hello
my boy
folks,
Bucks.
and welcome to this, a very special edition of Paddock Pass. We're here at the headquarters of Formula One's newest team for an exclusive first look at what they will be bringing to the sport. It's always an exciting moment to welcome a new team onto the grid. However, what makes this occasion a little more special is how strikingly different the cars are this year. Yep, the long-awaited new regulations are finally here, and with them, the start of the next era of Formula One. The 2022 season ushers in a change of direction to the regulations aimed at promoting closer racing. With
Man,
new
just
aero
look
additions
at
in the
that
form
car,
of swooping
man.
front and rear wings,
It's
along with
beautiful.
eye-catching 18-inch low-profile tyres
Super
that
high
will
for the
push
season, bro.
tyre technology to the limit. So then, the question remains as to whether this team can grasp the opportunity before them with both hands and lead the charge against the rest of the paddock. We'll find out soon enough, as the new season is just about to begin. But first, let's see the unveiling of the team's car and meet
Okay,
the owner
let's jump
of the
straight in.
brand new Formula One team. Well, first of all, thanks so much for inviting us here today. It's been wonderful to see behind the scenes. As you might expect, I've got about 1 million questions, so let's jump straight in. It's been a long time since we last saw a team owner take their own car onto the track, and the sport's changed enormously in the intervening years. How are you going to handle the responsibilities of both managing and driving for a Formula One team?
Okay, I think we're going to be a team player here.
Let's
So I'm
talk
just
about
gonna
your
pick this.
teammate. Now, it's clear they're excited to have signed with you, but tell me, what is it that you think they bring to the team?
So I'm just going to say that their skill set really suits their team.
So you've obviously been putting a lot of work into the car. I know it's early days, but how do you expect it to feel out there?
Okay, so now we get to the upgrades. I think rear downforce is going to be pretty important, so I'm just going to pick this.
Most of the other teams can boast years of experience in Formula One. Where do you see the opportunities to make those vital performance gains you need to put you within reach of the other cars?
Okay, so I'm torn between ERS and drag reduction, but I think we should go with drag reduction as the aerodynamics are even more important than usual this year. So yeah, let's just pick drag reduction.
Ultimately, your success this season is going to come down to whether you can take positions from the other drivers. What is it about your car that's going to give you that edge in those battles?
I think weight reduction is still pretty important this year, so I'm just going to pick that.
And finally, with so many specialist departments working together here at your headquarters, and with such an important deadline coming up, who's getting that coveted Teacher's Gold Star? Which group do you feel the most proud of right now?
Okay, so this is the facilities. I'm just going to pick aerodynamics because I think
Well, thank you
there's
so
more
much
upgrades
for your
there.
time. It's been wonderful to get an insight from you and, of course, to see around the headquarters. Thank you for today. Really appreciate it. And thank you all at home for watching as well. We'll see you very soon.
Okay, so we get another look at our beautiful car. I'm just gonna program some quick activities here. I think we should go with driver training camp as stats for our number 2 driver is gonna be pretty important. And for our second activity, I'm gonna go with team acclaim. I think we should pick team acclaim because team acclaim is pretty important in getting sponsors, and sponsors mean money. Money means upgrades, and upgrade means a faster car. And now for upgrades, I think I should go with engine power, but I'm not really sure. I'm pretty much torn between weight reduction and engine power. But I think I'm gonna go with weight reduction. They're pretty important. And we have 450 resource points. That's not gonna be enough for any upgrades. So we can advance time. Okay, weekly resources.
The personnel department has asked us to deal with this. We have a couple of options here. Take your time. What you decide to do will have consequences.
Pace. Actually, awareness is good, but I think pace is more important.
You handled that well. Thank you.
Oh yeah, for the facility upgrade, I forgot about that. I think, yeah, we should go with the simulator upgrade to improve pace for our second driver. And now we can get the engine power upgrade on, hopefully in time for Jeddah. And oh yeah, I also forgot about driver perks. I think we're gonna need those resource points, so I'm just gonna quickly pick resource points. And I think we should be good to go. Or should I also pick the engine wear? I think we need to save up money right now. So let's go to our first race weekend.
Hey, welcome to the team. I'm your head of R&D. My name's Charlie. Please make yourself at home. You're going to be using this workstation pretty regularly over the coming months, so spend some time to get familiar with it. You should be able to access everything from messages to vehicle development.
Thanks, Jeff. Oh, wait, no, that's not Jeff, my bad. I think that was Mark. No, Charlie, of course. Mark is the engineer. Also, something to talk about. The engineer changing this year. It's no longer Jeff. R.I.P. Jeff. Honestly, though, he got kind of annoying. And I was saying that he was annoying, but now that he's gone, I kind of miss him. As we see the honey badger there. And now we're ready for our first practice session in Bahrain Grand Prix.
Morning mate, Mark here. Thanks again for bringing me on board. You've found a lot of talented people for this team and I can't wait to see what we can accomplish. Our journey to the Constructors' Championship starts right here today and the car is ready to head out when you are.
Damn right, Mark. You see me bobbing my head. Okay, so now for our first practice session. The track is kind of full. And also, I'm sorry if I forgot the assist line on during this gameplay. I was gonna use it. I was gonna turn it off, but I forgot. So I think I also left it on in the race. So now we're gonna start track, like basically getting used to the track. And I think I had an okay session. I mean, it wasn't the best, but it wasn't that bad either. Bahrain, I would say, it's a track that I'm quite confident in. I've gotten used to it over the years, but now with new cars, it's totally different. Like, you can't go over curves, you beach out completely, so you have to be really careful. And now we get a DRS failure. That's really unfortunate, because we're not going to be able to activate DRS in those zones, which will, I think, will lose us some points. And now the DRS is back online, right when I need it. That's great timing. Thank you, Jeff. Oh, sorry, Mark. And now I went for a qualifying pace run, and as you can see, it did not go really well. 1.5 seconds down. And I mean, the practice sessions this year, I would say absurd. They're so freaking hard, bro.
Let's see our top three again. Verstappen, Sainz, and Charles Leclerc.
Okay, so
What an incredible practice session that was. But the fun doesn't stop here though. Join us again as the rest of the weekend unfolds.
okay, so the practice sessions, the top four are obviously Red Bull and Ferrari mixed. But also practice session, you can never tell this early. So I'm just gonna speed past these quick practices. Didn't want to really waste time. And this is what I'm going to be doing over the whole race weekends. I'm going to be doing the first one in IRL practice session. And then I'm just going to quick practice over them and just speed them up so as not to waste time. Okay, so we got some good resource points. They're going to be really important for upgrades. And we're up to level 2 acclaim. Team acclaim, I mean. That's pretty important too, because obviously we need sponsors. And okay, I think we're ready to go to our first qualifying session. The Formula 1 Bahrain Grand Prix. Let's get straight to it. I've got my setup on already. I'm just going to reduce the fuel load, and I think we're ready to head out. Let's go. So let's go with our first time lap of this new MyTeam career. We're really slow in the straights. Fernando Alonso with the fastest lap. I didn't really push too hard this lap. I was just trying to get a time in so as not to get knocked out in Q1, hopefully.
Okay, we've only got 1 lap of fuel remaining.
As we have a near miss with Bottas while trying to let him go. Also trying to avoid Vettel coming out of the pit exit. I think we're going to return to the garage, and we're P16. I can definitely improve that by like 8 tenths, something like that. But I don't know if we can get out of Q1. It's going to be tough. So now we're going for a second time lap. I'm really going to push the limits on this one to get into Q2. And we're up nearly 4 tenths out the first corner. And now to the final corner, we're up nearly a second, 9 tenths. We're P21 and our teammate is P21. Is it going to be enough to get into Q2? No, it's only going to be enough for P17. For our first qualifying session, and we couldn't even get out of qualifying 1. That's a problem. Okay, so let's see where our teammate got, and he's P21. Ricardo with a P22. I mean, I guess you could say the game is realistic. I'm sorry, Ricardo, I had to do it. Okay, so the team's knocked out completely in qualifying 1 is our team, McLaren and Williams.
No more testing, no more practice. This is the real deal, and it's make or break here at round 1 of this year's Formula One World Championship. There's no shortage of passing opportunities around the 3.36 miles of the Bahrain International Circuit, with the best, of course, at turn 1, and then another soon after into turn 4. 15 corners here, 6 to the left and 9 to the right, and we could see 1 or 2 flat spots into that tight left-hander of turn 10. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Perez, George Russell and Hamilton, Fernando Alonso, Bottas, Ocon and Kevin Magnussen, Mick Schumacher, Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda and Joe, Vettel, Stroll, Khan and Lando Norris, Latifi, Albon, Richard Verschoor and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track. A new season then, a clean slate where anything could happen. Anthony Davidson is with me today as once again we get another year of Formula One underway.
We're into those tense few minutes before the first race then. Everyone's a little bit nervous about reliability. They haven't been running in the hot, turbulent wake of other cars in practice, and they've not been pushing at 100% for long durations. Let's hope no one has to deal with any nasty surprises.
Okay, so I'm just gonna quickly control the strategy. I think we need to go with medium to hards. I think that's the smartest decision. And now I'm coming back from a formation lap. Also, this is a great feature, I would say, in this new game. And now we line up for the first time in our MyTeam career, the Formula One Bahrain Grand Prix, as we get a perfect parking. Cheers, Mark. And now it's 5 red lights. Lights out and away we go for our first race in MyTeam. We block out Norris straight into the slipstream of Stroll. We're gonna dive up the inside in the first corner, hopefully avoid some crashes. And we're up to P15 if we can keep it together. And I think there was a crash there. I think I saw a broken front wing in the floor. As we hit the back of Gasly, I'm just going to quickly check. And I think there's no problem. And we go up the inside of Tsunoda. But he's going to keep the battle going into the next corners. And we dive up the inside. And I think he's going to have to give up the position. And now Pierre Gasly attacks back at him. And now we're up into P12. Starting in P17 to P12. I think I can call that a good first sector. Right now we're buried right in the back of Valtteri Bottas, hoping to make a move with slipstream. But we're so slow on the straights. And now we're going to have to defend with Pierre Gasly. And he's flying past us. We're going to go for a switchback, and beautifully done, I should say. That was a beautiful switchback. But now Pierre Gasly is not giving up that easy. We're going to go for another switchback, but we can't keep up the pace. And now we're under attack from, I think that's Tsunoda. Yeah, Tsunoda from behind. We're going to have to spam ERS, and now we're catching up to Gasly with slipstream. We're going to go around the outside. Can we keep it together? No, Gasly is just way too fast on the straights. And I'm going to quickly slip into a slipstream. Now we got Vettel, Tsunoda. It's going to be a legendary battle here. We try to go around the outside but can't make it happen. And our teammate is into the pits in the first lap. I think there might have been a crash that he was involved in the start. And now we're trying to catch up to Gasly, but he's just way too fast. And now we're under attack from the Aston Martin of Vettel. I think we're going to go for a similar move like we did to Gasly. A switchback. We almost lose it, but we quickly capture it. And now Vettel is not going to give up that easy. We're going to go for a similar move, but this time around the outside. Can we keep it together? No. This car is pretty much shit on the straights. We're going to go for a double switchback. Can we keep it? Nope. But we're going to be able to get Tsunoda, as I think he had some wheel spin coming out of the corner. And now we're watching this race from our beautiful helmet cam. Just like in real life. Going for the attack on Sebastian Vettel. Going to go around the outside. And now hoping to edge him out. We're still side by side. But we have DRS, and I think we're gonna make the move stick. And no, we lock up a bit, but I think Vettel also locked up, so we make the move stick. And now Vettel literally breathing in our gearbox right beside us. He's probably going to get us with DRS. There's not much to do, but we're going to try our best anyway. We're going to go for a switchback here. Vettel goes really high, we go really low, but no.
Okay, some information on Gasly. They seem to have an issue.
Also, Gasly has a problem ahead of us. Maybe we can catch him. We need to really up the pace here and not fight to try to catch up to the pack in front of us in hopes of getting our first points in our first race. And now we're going to make the move on Vettel with DRS down this main straight.
You've lost some time to the car behind.
As we switch sides, going around the outside of Vettel. What a splendid move, I might add. And now we're trying to break the toe from behind us. And now down the main straight, Vettel under attack from Vettel again. Keeping around the outside. We tap wings, but I think we should be all good. I'm still gonna ask Mark to make sure, and we're all good. And we're all good. And now tires, mediums, really seem to be falling off at lap 9. I haven't been taking care of them, but still at lap 9, that's a bit early. Lock up, go straight on. We're gonna have to rejoin the track. And now Vettel flying with DRS. We're gonna go for a switchback once again. We don't lose it this time, get a good exit, and we keep the place. As now we see Sergio Perez finally making the move on George Russell. Or can he? He goes around the outside while George Russell keeps his foot in. This is quite a battle. George Russell is still battling, but I think Sergio Perez gets the move done. So now the top 4 is 2 Ferraris and 2 Red Bulls. As Tsunoda dives down the inside, we were able to block him off as I saw the move coming. But now with DRS, there's not much we can do. We're pushing him really to the side of the circuit in hopes that we can get a better exit out of this corner. We bang wheels going around the outside. And the battle's continuing into the next few corners, and we get the move done on Tsunoda. But now we're coming up to the DRS zone. Maybe we can get the move done here. He's 4 tenths behind, and we get a really bad exit out that. With some wheel spin, we almost lose it. And surely there's nothing we can do to defend off Tsunoda. Tsunoda's really been putting us under pressure these past few laps, watching for a mistake, and now we finally did the mistake, and he swoops up and gets P13. And now you see me going really wide there. These tires are falling off massively. There's not much I can do. But now we're gonna try to make the move back on Tsunoda with DRS. Hopefully on the main straight. And now lap 13, Charles Leclerc pits to switch the hards, I would suppose. We can't see the tires yet, and that's hards, yes. He's switching the tires, hopefully to finish this race on those tires. And also Verstappen pits, so the leaders jumping into the pits. And we're gonna take that opportunity ourselves to jump into the pits. Maybe to undercut as we lock up on the pit entrance. And now this is also a new mechanic that this game brought, and we have to press a button to turn in as we get the purple optimal turn in.
Perfect job from you and the crew there, mate. We're delighted with that.
Cheers, Mark. And now we lock up on the first corner. These cold tires are really hard to heat up and control after the box, after the pits. And now we're trying to fend off Ricardo at P17. And Ricardo flying past us with that McLaren of his. We're both Mercedes powered cars. And we go for a switchback the millionth time against Ricardo. How many times have I done that this race? I think the count is up to 6. And that was just a spectacular move. I'm going to replay it once again. Wow. And now Charles Leclerc hoping to retake the lead from Carlos Sainz, the Ferrari teammate, and he easily gets past him on fresher tires. And now, looking at Norris coming out of the pits, we get past him. And now we have DRS to hopefully catch up to Tsunoda, who we were battling with earlier. And now we get the beautiful move around Sebastian Vettel to up ourselves to P14. We're really trying to break the toe behind us, swerving all over the place, and Vettel locks up. We're going to go for the switchback again on Vettel, but I think he's going to be able to fend us off here. We go around the outside, hoping to make the move stick. Around the outside again. This is quite a battle we're having with Vettel today. And using ERS, Vettel gets in front of us. But now we're going to come back with DRS down the main straight and Ricciardo behind us. I think Vettel's probably going to drop to P17. Because when you don't have DRS down this main straight, you're like a sitting duck. We swerve all over the place trying to get the move done on Vettel. And we go really wide. But we're still going to make the move stick. And now we have DRS down the second straight to hopefully fend off Vettel. And now Vettel looking to dive up the inside. We're going to go for a switchback. We bang our front wing. Going around the outside. But now we have DRS. And we're going to fly past Vettel. And now Ricciardo is going to battle with Vettel. And now Ricciardo's having a go at us for P14. And he's really flying down the main straight with DRS. But he locks up. He goes straight on at the first corner. And we take that opportunity to go back to P14. And now we have DRS to hopefully open a gap to Ricciardo behind. And now we're getting blue flagged. But we're trying to have our own battle here with Ricciardo. So I think our main goal for this race is not to get a point, because that's nearly impossible at this point. But we're going to be trying to not get lapped by the leader. I think that's Leclerc. Yeah, Leclerc is right behind us. And he's flying, I should say. And now he will get DRS and slipstream. But his race is over, because it's lap 29 for him. But now we go to our final lap. And Charles Leclerc and Ferrari get a 1-2.
And P1.
Let's go! Let's go! Come on! That's exactly how we should start a season. Come on! 1-2, baby! 1-2! Yeah!
Yeah, what a result for Ferrari. A 1-2 in the first race, just like in real life. So I think we should say that history repeats itself as we go up to the line for P14 in our first race. I should say not a bad result, starting P17 to P14 in a piece of shit car that this is. Mark doesn't seem too hyped up about it. As the driver of the day is Daniel Ricciardo.
Smiling faces on the pit wall then after that superb win here at Sakir. And rightly so, a brilliant effort from the whole team. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I think that smart tyre management on track and very smooth driving definitely assisted in their victory today. That combination meant they got the absolute maximum out of their tyres at all times.
Looking at the podium, you can see that red suit familiar to fans across the globe. A world-class win for a world-class team. Ferrari do it again. Let's see how the driver's standings have changed. Charles Leclerc's points today take him to the top of the championship standings. Let's focus on the driver of the day, Anthony Davidson. Who do you pick?
Daniel Ricciardo would be my driver of the day. He just outright refused to make any mistakes. Perfect driving.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Ferrari take the lead at the top of the table. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One, so be sure to join us for the next one.
Okay, so Charles Leclerc leading the Drivers' Championship, winning today, and Ferrari in front of everyone in the Constructors' Championship. And we're at P8 in the Constructors' Championship. Not bad. I mean, it's literally the first race. Okay, so that's where we're going to end this episode off. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode. I will be doing a series on this. Hopefully multiple seasons, if this goes well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment of what you think about the series. And yeah, thank you for watching. Have a good day. Peace.